Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. We have rain showers moving in from west to east. Heavier stuff right now moving into the Grand Rapids area, and we'll wait for some of the heavier stuff to move in here later in the day. But still some spotty showers around during the morning, especially Lenawee County here over the next hour. But through the midday and afternoon, watch out for rain and thunder. Could slow you down big time on the evening drive. And temperatures during the rain, upper 60s to low 70s, Kim.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Here's a look at your commute this morning. We have dry roads to start off the day. We're looking at I-275 right at Grand River. Traffic volume's pretty light and no accidents in this area.
All right, Kim, thank you. So now here's a man that we can all get behind, perhaps. A man in Indianapolis was sick of driving on bumpy roads. We know what that's like around here.
Yeah, too.
So he decided to take matters into his own hands.
His name is Mike Warren, and he was frustrated by his city's pothole problem. And he was also frustrated that he wasn't getting any response from the city. So he said, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. He spent $500. He filled up about 50 potholes during the past 4 months. And now he's earned the nickname the Pothole Vigilante. But I think they need to come up with something a little bit more superhero-ish, because that's what he looks like.
That's pretty remarkable, though, that for only $500 he was able to fill that many potholes.
So what is our excuse?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's more expensive than that.
$500, 4 months. What's really going on, state of Michigan? I have to talk to Governor Snyder. I'm going to call him after the show.
Okay. 5:26 is your time, and in our next half hour, we'll get you updated with stories from Dearborn, also Waterford Township and Detroit.
Plus, Sachs, a high school suddenly deciding to cancel its varsity football season. We'll have details as to why coming up. But first, we do want to check back in again with Local 4's Rob Maloney. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Evrod. You know, we've been watching all the events down in Houston, the flooding and so forth, and a lot of people have been worried about their family. We're going to talk to just such a man coming up on Local 4 News today.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News today at 5:30 starts now.
It is still raining in Texas. No rest for the weary. We have dramatic new pictures of an overnight rescue from Houston's floodwaters.
And it's back to school time. Just ahead, an important homework assignment for parents.
Plus, you're going to need to grab the umbrella today. Brandon says we are in for our own round of wet weather on your Monday.
Thankfully, nothing like what they are experiencing down in Texas. So our thoughts and prayers are definitely with everyone down there. If you've ever experienced a hurricane or even a tropical storm, you know how dangerous and how scary that those moments can be.
Absolutely.
So we're hoping that things will let up soon.
Yes, and we've seen flooding around here that's flooded out freeways, Brandon. It does remind us of some storms from here, but even worse down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of those interstate storms in August of the last couple of years where the water just running down the highways too much, too quick. And that is exactly what they are seeing down in the deep south, and it is going to get even worse in parts of coastal and eastern southern Texas today into Louisiana. We'll be covering it with you and for you all morning long, but meantime, we want to get you set as you head out here. Your 4-zone temps, 59 Monroe is the cool spot, 60 up in Lapeer. We've had a couple of showers in Lapeer County. Howell at 61 and Detroit 64 in our metro zone, one of the warmer spots here. We mentioned a couple of showers that have moved through Lapeer County, now up into Sanilac, Huron counties. Very light spritzes. Gets a little heavier in parts of western Lenawee County here, but you can see more showers coming up. No lightning currently, but as we get through the late morning and afternoon, scattered showers will have a little bit of embedded thunder and lightning. Nothing severe, but low 70s as we hit the midday hour, and probably into the afternoon and evening, those shower chances start to ramp up, and temperatures during any rain event will probably just be in the upper 60s. So grab the umbrella. Spotty stuff through the morning, and your evening drive not going to be looking great, Kim.
Yeah, definitely want to take it easy this evening, but right now we are looking good on our roads. We have some construction that will be wrapping up today, so that's always good news. We'll start with this project over on Grand River, the westbound lanes between West Grand Boulevard and Joy Road. There's been one lane blocked there, but that's going to wrap up at 3 o'clock today. Also over in Redford, some construction ending there as well. East and westbound Plymouth Road from Telegraph to Inkster Road. Only one lane has been open there, but again, this is going to wrap up at 3 p.m. Also, we've got more construction to talk about over on 8 Mile. I'll tell you all about it coming up at 5:44. Back to you.
Thank you, Kim. Right now it is 5:33 and Tropical Storm Harvey continues to cause disaster across the southeast this morning, forcing thousands of families from their homes, like this family that you see here. These are just a few of the images showing what many are experiencing down in the Houston area. Here you can see a family being rescued, pushed through the floodwaters on what looks to be an air mattress. Let's go to another photo of a family that's walking through the floodwaters on a flooded out freeway. You can see the freeway sign there in a car submerged in the water. This is aerial footage. It shows how the floodwaters have submerged neighborhoods in the area. This looks to be at least 2 homes that are submerged in water up to some of the windows there. And this photo, this was taken inside of a flooded nursing home as residents there are waiting to be evacuated. So definitely some scary moments for the elderly that definitely need their medications and other situations. There are expected to be more images like the ones that you just saw and the ones that are on your screen right now in the coming days as emergency crews are continuing to work around the clock to handle an overwhelming number of calls for people that need help. The National Weather Service forecasters have used words like historic and even catastrophic to describe the situation down in Texas. And the Lone Star State, much of which is already underwater, is bracing for even more rain, as some estimates are showing several areas will have 50+ inches of rain when this is all said and done. Officials have put out a call for help as the rains caught many off guard.
So when I opened the door, more water rushed in and all of my stuff flew out and it just kept coming in. So I shut the door back and I was like, I gotta get out.
Those of you who have boats and high water vehicles that can be used in neighborhoods to help move people out of harm's way, we need your help.
I should clarify that the level of flooding is likely what caught people off guard. The rain we knew was coming for days as that Category 4 storm headed to the Texas area. We did learn late Sunday from the White House that President Trump is expected to travel to Texas to survey the damage sometime tomorrow.
As always, devastating events like Harvey have a way of hitting close to home right here in Metro Detroit. Many of us have friends and family members down in Texas. Many area residents are closely watching the events in the Houston area because of their loved ones there. One of those people is a Detroit man and a local pastor. Local 4's Rod Maloney is live with his story, and he still doesn't have answers yet about the whereabouts of his loved ones.
That's right, Ronnie. We watch, sort of distantly as we try and say how they take care of the cleanup and how local residents are handling the situation. But one Detroit man, and perhaps many more, are watching very carefully and with a much keener eye because they want to know what's happening to their relatives. The images coming out of Houston captivate your attention, but one Detroit pastor is glued to the coverage, hoping to see a glimpse of his loved ones who live right in Harvey's path. Incomplete calls mount to constant worry.
I'll take it as it comes, if it's tomorrow, whenever.
Darrell Harris frantically waits for words from his cousin's whereabouts in Houston.
I'm worried.
He talked to Barbara Nell Keys on Thursday, the day before Harvey hit.
If things, at the first sighting, that things looked as if they were going really bad, to please promise me that she would just go ahead and just leave. And she made me that promise.
He prays it a promise kept because since Friday, no one in the family has heard from his cousin. As he watches the devastation in Houston, one image stands out most, this highway underwater, the one he traveled to get to his cousin's house when he visited this past summer. Harris knows that he lives a mile from the interstate.
If her house is anywhere in that vicinity, it's definitely covered with water.
Harris is a man of faith, and he's leaning on God while hoping maybe his loved one rushed out thinking of her own safety.
Maybe she left the charger, maybe she left the cell phone.
There haven't been many casualties reported, but Harris would like to know where those who evacuated escaped to.
I've not seen any news feeds that says these are the people who made it out.
Until then, he waits for his phone to ring and a chance to embrace her again.
I would love to just know that she's okay.
Certainly there's a lot of concern there, and we will certainly be staying in touch with him as we look to find out what has transpired with his family and perhaps even provide some help down the road. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, we are certainly praying for him and his family members. Houston traffic cameras. Take a look at this. They capture a dramatic rescue of a driver stranded in a flooded car. And this same scene has played out over and over again. Rescue officials say that the driver of the white SUV had to crawl out of the back window to escape the floodwaters. And you can see then firefighters pulling up in a nick of time with a boat to pull that driver on board. They drove him to dry land before heading out for more survivors. There will be extensive coverage from Houston coming up on the Today Show at 7. Here's a preview.
I'm Gabe Gutierrez in Houston, Texas, where dramatic water rescues are still underway. 25 inches of rain have already fallen in the nation's fourth largest city, and there are many questions about whether Houston's mayor made the right decision by not ordering a mandatory evacuation. We're also looking more closely at why this city floods quite so often. I'm Gabe Gutierrez in Houston, and we'll have the very latest on this unfolding catastrophe coming up on Today.
All right, Dave, thank you. Also an interesting sight to see in one of Houston's flooded homes as a daughter recorded her father bare hand fishing right in their own living room, which was filled with more than a foot of water and fish to go along with it. On the right, you can see there is already a large fish mounted on the wall of this house, though the laughing father repeatedly jumped into the water until he snagged the fish, which you can see him holding there, trying to make light of such a devastating situation there. For continuing coverage of Harvey and the flooding in Houston and the surrounding Houston communities and suburbs, you can go to our website at clickondetroit.com. Everett, over to you.
That is just unbelievable. Here at home now in Waterford Township, a 26-year-old mother of three sadly is gunned down, and police believe it's her own boyfriend who might be to blame. Early Sunday, this woman, Ashley Rich, was shot in the back inside of the apartment that she shared with her boyfriend. This is at the Ashton Pines complex, the one on Oakland Boulevard near Pontiac Lake Road. Police do have her boyfriend in custody, and they must determine if the shooting was accidental or intentional. The woman's mother, however, insists that her daughter was murdered.
How do you shoot someone in the back through their heart just by simply spinning a gun on your finger if you're sitting down? He has threatened to shoot her in front of me and multiple friends.
So incredibly sad. Rich leaves behind three children, ages 10, 8, and 2, and of course, a grieving mother as well. Rhonda?
No, hearts and prayers go out to her, Everett. Thank you. 5:40 is your time here on your Monday morning. And there is a trend developing across the country involving middle school and high school sports that many families don't like. We'll take a closer look at that. But first, starting today, there is a big change coming for your Michigan driver's license. We'll tell you what to look out for coming up next.
Most air shows.
Welcome back, everybody. All this week ahead of next week's start of school, we are featuring back to school stories to get you and your family prepared. And some kids are going back to school even this week, but most go back on next Tuesday, which means there's still time to make it a little easier for everyone to adjust into a new routine. So before school starts, ease everyone into the routine of waking up earlier. Start by getting everyone up a little earlier each day until you reach that normal back to school time. Create a bedtime routine for you and your kids. That could include laying out clothes, book bags, deciding on what's for lunch. And once you create that bedtime routine, stick with it even on the weekends, which is always a little tougher.
Every single day, don't you?
Ahead in our 6 o'clock hour, we are focusing on safety. Local police will reveal the simple ways to protect your children as they walk to school. Also, we're giving away some great prizes from Great Lakes Crossing, some good back to school shopping there. That's all ahead at 6:40, so stick around for that. Meanwhile, let's get over to Brandon with a look at our forecast around here. The Jalen Rose Leadership Academy golf outing today at Detroit Golf Club. I know they don't want any rain.
Well, I mean, Rhonda, what do I say? We have rain in the forecast, but hopefully if we tee it up early, the better. A couple of storm pins here from the deep south, and this is from David Jeremy from LaPorte, Texas on the Galveston Bay, and you see the docks and the piers there. They are at or underwater, which is from a 6 to 10 foot storm surge there. And there have been any number of tornadoes down there as well. We talked a little bit about this last week, but you can kind of see the trees ripped down, and from thunderstorm winds and tornadoes, small tornadoes that have been all around that area. Local 4 storm pins, if you want to check out some of the action that we're seeing down there, it's a free app under WDIV. And again, we can look at all, there are maybe thousands of pictures and videos from down in Texas, including this morning in Beaumont, Texas. They are getting pummeled. Eastern coastal Texas into Louisiana is the bullseye this morning for the heaviest rain. You can see it training in. And this storm, a tropical storm right now with 40-mile-an-hour winds, still capable of producing severe weather and flooding rains all throughout the day. Another 15 to 25 inches of rain in some spots from Harvey. Back here at home, 64 degrees, mostly dry out there right now, but we do have a few spotty showers. The dry air is going to try to win out through the morning hours, but if you're teeing off through the afternoon, evening, it does get a little more suspect, more increase or widespread coverage of rain expected through the afternoon and evening hours here. As you can see, the wall of water off to the west. It's coming into Lenawee County and soon to be in Washtenaw County here as well with little round 1, but we're really waiting for this front to approach that will enhance these rain chances. It sort of stalls out and we keep rain chances into your Tuesday as well. But the model here says morning hours, dry air is mostly going to win. I'm not ruling out showers. I'm just emphasizing that it does get a little more hairy through the afternoon and evening, meaning your drive late today worse than the morning drive. And tomorrow it's probably worse in the morning than it will be late, but we have more showers Tuesday. Wednesday through Saturday, things improve. And we have Ford Arts Beats and Eats starting up on Friday for the big Labor Day weekend. Harvey remnant showers Sunday, so we'll get ready for that.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Good morning, everyone. Well, as Brandon was saying, your morning commute is probably better than your evening commute, and that is exactly what it looks like. As you can see the big picture here, we've got a lot of green on our map, so we are looking good this morning. However, we've got construction to talk about over on the eastbound lanes of 8 Mile between Southfield Freeway and Woodward. 2 lanes blocked there from 7 a.m. until 7 a.m. on Thursday. So this is a continuous project you're going to want to keep in mind for the week. Also, construction over on north and southbound Gratiot, just north of Outer Drive. There's going to be 1 lane blocked there from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is happening today and tomorrow. Also on Gratiot, both directions between Beaubien and Brush Street, 1 lane blocked there, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a daily project happening until Friday. So again, keep this in mind for the week as well. We also have your I-375 commute. If you're headed downtown this morning, I'll show you that coming up at 5:54. Back to you.
Alrighty, thank you, Kim. It is 5:49 now, and starting today, Michigan is set to start issuing driver's licenses that you'll need to board domestic flights if you don't have a passport or other accepted documents. Starting in October of 2020, driver's licenses or state IDs will be needed to fly or visit federal buildings. There's no extra fee for the card, but you must bring birth certificates or approved documents to Secretary of State branches. You can check your renewal notices to see whether you've complied with the new requirements.
Police are still searching for the 5 armed robbers who stormed into a Dearborn beauty supply store. It all unfolded Friday night at K Beauty Supply on Wyoming near Tireman. Take a look at the surveillance video. The robbers demanded money from employees. There was no gunfire, but they did show their guns. Several employees suffered non-life-threatening injuries as well. The robbers left in a black Chevy Tahoe that was reported stolen. But one of those robbers forgot his mask, which may give police a good clue identifying him and all of the rest of the men. Let's hope so.
At 5:50, let's get into some stories that you might have missed. A 16-year-old Livonia student works to bring awareness to environmental concerns and sustainability. Eagle Scout Hans Anderson was able to raise nearly $10 grand in cash donations and more than $8,000 in building supplies and equipment to build an outdoor eco-action classroom. On Sunday, dozens of volunteers gathered to help create the space.
I went to Hoover and When I was here, it was a really great school, and I just want to give back to it and make it even better.
Well, good for him. Hoover Elementary will be the first Michigan school to achieve green status.
Very good.
Doing good work.
And that was all initiated by a teen. It's pretty awesome.
Very smart. It is 5:51, and one of Metro Detroit's iconic businesses now closed for good.
Yes, since 1980, the Gibraltar Trade Center has been in place. Shoppers could find everything they needed and then some. Now, 93 booth vendors are set to clear out the 352,000 square foot public market in Mount Clemens.
Sad to see it go, right?
Yeah, a lot of people really loved going there.
Yeah, a lot of memories.
It is 5:51, and are you ready for some football? The answer for one local community school is actually no.
And after the break, we'll tell you why they canceled this season. That's coming up. Keep it here.
Tonight.
Good Monday morning. A little bit of light rain moving into Lenawee County in our south zone, soon to be into our west zone, maybe parts of Washtenaw, Livingston County. The rest of us, for the most part, need to be prepared for a wetter afternoon and evening, but spotty showers still possible through the morning, upper 60s to low 70s. Again, worse later in the day, Kim.
All right, well, thank you, Brandon. Here is a look at your commute if you're headed downtown right now. I-375 right at Larned. Very light traffic volumes in this area, and we do have dry roads. We're accident-free right now.
All right, Kim, thank you. The start of the new school year also usually means the start of high school football season, but that is not the case for one New Jersey school, as they have decided to do away with their entire varsity football team. It's the Plainsboro High School team, which consists of 37 players and will play a junior varsity schedule instead. School officials say that several factors played into their decision, including participation decline, cost, and population shifts. Concerns over head-related injuries have also led to a lot of parents pulling their children out of the sport. Over in Berkeley, California, protesters squared off after a right-wing rally was called off. The organizers of the rally to No Marxism in America told people to stay home amid fears of violence. However, counter-protesters still showed up, and demonstrators from both sides clashed. Police made several arrests. Thankfully, there were no injuries.
There is a social media network that has skyrocketed in popularity over the past several years with a nationwide audience.
Yes, but the website's focus is the exact opposite of the nationwide. Nextdoor.com allows users to post about things that are happening right there in their own neighborhoods and areas. Nextdoor reportedly has more than 10 million users. The website's founder says 8 out of 10 neighbors across the U.S. have their own customized Nextdoor.com page.
It's a way for neighbors to connect, to converse, and to collaborate on the issues that are most important to them in their local neighborhoods. If there's a water main that's burst, if there's a gas leak, they can target the communities that are affected by those issues, trying to find a local babysitter, a plumber, or an auto mechanic.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very useful. And we should also let you know that it's free. Joining and creating an account will cost you nothing. It is 5:57, everybody, on your Monday morning. Coming up all new at 6 o'clock. Local stories for you from Ypsilanti, Dearborn, and Detroit.
Plus, the one vaccine the doctors are now urging parents to give their children just hours after their kids are born.
And it could leave you stranded in the middle of the road. We'll tell you why General Motors is warning owners about its Chevy Bolt. That and more when we come back in 1 minute. Keep it here.
This is us live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News Today at 6 starts now.
Disaster in Texas, thousands stranded in their flooded homes and calling for help as now Tropical Storm Harvey continues to drop record-setting rain in that same area. And anything experienced before is happening there in Texas still this morning. Just devastating, the images that we are seeing coming out of the Houston and surrounding areas, and it's unbelievable that it's still raining there.
Absolutely. We're going to have some of those images for you coming up in just a little bit, and actually all morning long here on Local 4. But in the meantime, we do want to kick off your Monday. It is August 28th. Thanks for waking up with us.
Yeah, good morning to you, everybody, on this Monday morning. Emergency crews are working around the clock to get people to safety down in Texas, as it appears that more bad weather is on the way there.
Yeah, so we're really feeling for them. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Brandon Rue, tracking Harvey for us this morning, Brandon.
Turns out Hurricane Harvey was everything it was advertised to be and more. We have rain still coming down. This is a tropical storm now. And just to the east of Houston in the Beaumont area, what could be 3 to 4 inches of rain per hour here, moving over into Lake Charles, Louisiana. So this is a nasty one. More flooding happening locally in the Houston area. Things have improved a little bit there, but our computer model data suggesting that still another 4 to 8 inches of rain in the Houston area through the day today and tomorrow. And there are some areas near Beaumont, Texas, and I guess southeastern or south coastal Texas over into southern Louisiana that could get another 15 to 25 inches of rain from this system today and tomorrow. It is just streaming in. It has already been deadly down in the Houston area, and they are watching more rising river waters, and everything is just pooling into parts of Texas. Here's NBC with a special report.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
Good morning, everybody. And as we come on the air, the wrath of Harvey is being felt across southeast Texas. Houston, the country's 4th largest city, mostly underwater at this hour, and mandatory evacuations were ordered over the night for several neighborhoods there, with another 2 feet of rain still possible. Let's get right to NBC's Gabe Gutierrez, who's in the flood zone in Houston. Gabe, good morning to you. We can barely see you. It's so dark there, and you're surrounded by flood water. What's the situation?
Savannah, good morning. Well, we have been seeing rain constantly throughout the night. This event is not over. As you can see behind me, many roads are impassable. Houston, the nation's 4th largest city, is paralyzed. Now, overnight, these rivers have continued to rise. Bayous that run through the heart of downtown Houston, Buffalo Bayou, is at record stages. Authorities are considering, and they actually overnight release water from 2 reservoirs, and that will continue to increase the water levels here in Houston. We've seen hundreds of water rescues overnight, dramatic water rescues by air and by boat, desperate calls for help. Now, authorities here in Houston are defending their decision not to issue a mandatory evacuation order ahead of the storm. Mayor Sylvester Turner has said that it would have been incredibly dangerous to send millions of people evacuating at the same time, because of a previous experience they had back in 2005 with Hurricane Rita, where millions of people got into the roadways at the same time, and more than half of the deaths reported from Hurricane Rita were attributed to that evacuation. However, this is a threat that is not going away. We're expecting more rain today. Other cities around Houston are expecting record levels of rain, and the water is continuing to rise. Savannah, this is a desperate situation here in this major American city.
And
back to you.
Yeah, I have to say, I got a chill when I read that Houston authorities were asking people if they had private watercraft to just basically everybody get in there and try to help if you can. Are they still asking for that, or do you feel they have more of the resources they need now?
First responders here in Houston, Savannah, are just overwhelmed. There's simply no way that they can get to help everyone in this massive metro area. The city of Houston itself is 2.5 million people, but more than 6 million people live in the larger Houston area. This is a disaster on an unprecedented scale. Houston itself is they've had many floods before. In fact, last year, Houston had the most flood-related deaths in the entire country. This is because of a population explosion in the last few decades, a lot of development. So a lot of the wetlands that had been around decades ago have now turned into concrete covered suburbia, and so that has made the problem worse. There are many issues here when it comes to drainage, but at the same time, Savannah, the amount of rain that has fallen here in Houston, at last check, at least 25 inches in some areas. They're expecting much, much more, and this is just something that, even with the preparation, this is something that on a scale that many local authorities say that they could not have handled. But again, at this point, there are some mandatory evacuations for certain neighborhoods. Again, 2 reservoirs are letting more water onto Buffalo Bayou, and that will cause the water levels to rise. this situation, as you can see behind me, is not going away anytime soon.
Absolutely not. Gabe, we'll be checking with you as the morning wears on. Let's go over to NBC's Dylan Dreyer, who's also in Houston, our meteorologist. And Dylan, I mean, one of the features of this storm is that it just seems to be sitting right on top of that area and dumping more rain. What do you expect today?
Savannah, we expect even more rain on top of what's already on the ground. You know, through the night last night, you get all these emergency alerts on your phone, and it's a mix of flash flood warnings and tornado warnings. That's the other aspect of this storm. Is this is still a tropical cyclone. It has a lot of energy, and these tornadoes have been spinning up as well. So even though we're very much focused on the flooding rains right now, it's still the threat of tornadoes because this is still a tropical system. Now, the storm itself is continuing to tap into the Gulf of Mexico. That's been the whole issue. We have an endless supply of moisture, and that produces those torrential downpours. At times, we've seen rainfall rates of 4 to 6 inches per hour. This morning, just east of Houston, we're seeing rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour, and the rain lasts 4 hours. So we are looking at this storm to meander a little to the southeast very slowly, dip back over the Gulf of Mexico, which gives it the energy it needs to maintain its strength. Then it's going to move up to the northeast, still staying as a tropical storm. Now, we've already picked up reports of about 15 to more than 30 inches of rain. That's what's on the ground. The problem is we're going to be in and out of these tropical downpours for the next 48 hours, and then after that, scattered showers. So we are looking at an additional 15 to 25 inches of rain, putting storm totals over 50 inches. If we get more than 52 inches, that will be the most rain we've ever seen from a tropical cyclone in the United States ever. The last was a hurricane in 1950 that affected Hawaii. So this is unprecedented, and especially for this area, it's only going to get worse. Savannah?
Just terrifying. Dylan, thank you so much. I know you'll stand by. We're going to have complete coverage this morning on Today. But for now, we'll return you to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm Savannah Guthrie in New York, and this has been an NBC News Special Report.
And we encourage everybody to head to Click on Detroit. ClickOnDetroit.com has complete coverage of the devastating storm Harvey down in Texas and Louisiana, and we'll continue to post everything that is happening down there, both past, present, and what we expect in the future. Again, ClickOnDetroit.com for everything Tropical Storm Harvey. Back here at home, here we go. 64 degrees right now. We do have rain coming in here. Does it pale in comparison to what they're dealing with down south? Absolutely. Spotty morning showers, already seeing a few in a few spots, but through the afternoon especially, the rain and thunder showers will get more numerous and a little heavier. In some areas could see a ½ an inch of rain or more, especially, again, through the afternoon and evening hours. Right now, most of the activity is west of us. Lenawee County, Jackson County, it's wet if you're driving west through Jackson County over toward Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. You're going to run into a wall of water, but it's going to take its time getting here, and dry air will win out in a lot of spots, but still could be a little bit slippery if you're heading on the roads, especially west, but the evening drive will likely be a soaker. Right now, Kim is here to check your morning drive that appears to be mostly in pretty good shape.
That's right. We're looking at I-96 right at Evergreen, and you can see that we're not dealing with wet roads in this area. Light traffic volumes as well. We are looking good, accident-free this morning. However, you're going to see some slowdowns over on I-94 due to construction. I'll tell you all about that project coming up at 6:14. Back to you.
All right, Cam, sounds good. The worst weekend in more than a decade when it comes to movies.
Yeah, coming up, we'll tell you why the box office saw a major slump in sales. Jason?
Good Monday morning. Let's start with one of the basics, net worth. You hear that Bill Gates is worth $85 billion and you go, okay, so what's net worth mean to me? Well, it means a lot to you, actually. Let's check the math because it's a math problem. It's your assets minus liabilities make your net worth. Simply stated, though, what you own versus what you owe is your net worth. So if you have a house, a bank account, or vehicles that you own, that's an asset. If you owe a mortgage, you have student loan or credit card debt, that's a liability. So why is this important? Well, it's a quick snapshot of your financial condition, and it allows you to track over time your progress. So it helps you in the long run figuring out exactly where you are and where you have come from. Good idea to take some time and check out your net worth, even if it's only a small amount. If you have any questions for me, email me at rodm@wdiv.com and check out my money page, Money Monday at clickondetroit.com.
From the All right, welcome back, everybody. It is 6:13 on your Monday morning. And of course, while our thoughts are with everyone down in Houston, they're dealing with a lot more rain heading their way. We have a few showers heading ours.
Yeah, former Wolverine who started a school here, guys. Jalen Rose, he has his Leadership Academy charity golf outing today. So I know they're hoping for no rain, at least around the Detroit Golf Club.
Ooh. What do you go after that?
Well, I'm just saying that the wind isn't going to be too bad out there today, golfers. And if you have an umbrella, you can look up the Bob Kraus tips on the sports tab of clickondetroit.com about playing in wet weather. There are some good so I'm just saying.
So we're getting rain.
There's going to be rain coming in, yes. But we're hoping to keep things dry for chunks of time this morning. No guarantees, but it's certainly through the afternoon and evening today looks worse. Here's, again, another close-up of Tropical Storm Harvey, what was once a Category 4. Don't remember the last time a Category 4 came on land down here in the Houston area. It was like back in the 1960s or 50s. And right now it's east of Houston, pouring into Beaumont, Texas at a rate of 2 to 4 inches per hour still. It was worse a little while ago, but as it shifts back and forth between Beaumont and Lake Charles, Louisiana, this is the bullseye here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Our legend here shows 4 to 10 inches, 10 being the yellow, and then you get into these magentas, and we're talking what could be 15 to 25 inches of new rain today and tomorrow into Wednesday. Currently, this storm right there south of Houston, the center of it anyway, with 40-mile-an-hour winds, and that sea-land difference causes friction. Severe weather also possible from this, as we've seen any number of tornadoes over the weekend as well. As we get into Wednesday, look where this thing goes. Not very far over the next couple of days, so it is going to continue to be a monster problem down south with additional flooding, storms, and our thoughts and prayers with everybody. We likely tap into some of that moisture here on Sunday. It's 64 at Metro Airport right now. A few spotty showers out there through the morning. Afternoon hours, it gets a lot more prevalent, a lot more problematic, so the late drive worse than the morning drive. Currently down in Lenawee County, some showers. These are moving into Washtenaw County near Manchester. Saline likely getting some rain, and then Livingston County. But dry air is going to try to win out. We have these east-southeast winds coming into this wet weather, and it is going to try to win out in the first round. But this cold front will just keep edging our way, and the moisture source down south will keep pumping in the moisture. Unfortunately, again, through the afternoon and evening, some areas could get a half an inch of rain or more. I know we're talking about 15 to 25 inches down south, so that's all right. But just know that this evening drive, problematic. Tuesday morning drive, probably also an issue, as we have rain for at least the first half, maybe first 2/3 of Tuesday. And then Wednesday through Saturday, we'll dry it out. The Labor Day weekend ahead. Arts, Beats, and Eats. Ford Arts, Beats, and Eats starts Friday. It should be really nice Friday, Saturday. Sunday, there comes some of that Harvey moisture coming your way. 1-800-Hanson's weather window. Beautiful look at our downtown. Dry right now over downtown, but gray skies above there. And we are about a half an hour from your sunrise. Until then, again, it is mostly dry over the area, but your 1-800-Hanson's weather window downtown, Kim, it is dry.
That is right. So that's making the morning commute a little bit easier. But keep in mind that some schools starting back up today, so traffic volumes may be a little bit heavier than what we've been used to over the summer. However, we are accident free, so that's good. Let's talk about some construction over on Van Dyke. The southbound lanes, just before McNichols here, there's going to be one lane blocked 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. on Friday. So this is a continuous project. It's going to affect your morning and evening commute, so keep this one in mind for the week. Also over on I-275, orange barrels out there as well. well on the northbound lanes. The ramp to westbound I-96 will be closed 7 o'clock tonight until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then east and westbound I-94 will see some construction as well between Ross and 8 Mile. Only one lane open there this evening. This starts at 8 o'clock and that will wrap up tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. as well. We also want to take a look at your I-275 commute. That's in my next report at 6:24. Evrod.
Thank you, Kim. Time now is 6:18. Let's get into today's consumer headlines. First, we start with a box office bust. Also, we're talking gas prices. They took a jump, this time in the wrong direction. But first, we want to start with General Motors. It's warning owners of the Chevy Bolt. Maribel Aber joining us live now from New York with that. Let's start there. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Evrod. GM says some early Bolt models may incorrectly report remaining driving range at low states of charge due to lower battery voltage. That can result in electric vehicles halting abruptly. The automaker says less than 1% of the more than 10,000 Bolts sold to date are affected, and it's arranging to have the vehicle serviced. Gas prices in Michigan are up about 6 cents a gallon. The statewide average is $2.47 a gallon, according to AAA Michigan. That's about 8 cents more than this time last year. Metro Detroit's average daily gas price has increased about 3 cents to $2.46 per gallon. Hollywood had its worst weekend in 16 years, while the top 12 combined pulled in less than $50 million in ticket sales. The numbers were the weakest since September 2001. Well, you know, the Mayweather-McGregor fight, though, was part of the reason there. A lack of big movies also kept people away. The Hitman's Bodyguard ended up in the #1 slot with $10 million in ticket sales. Evrod, speaking of Mayweather, he's expected to bring in over $300 million for the Saturday fight. Talk about a multi-million-dollar baby.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, he did it all in what, 30 minutes? Conor McGregor not doing too bad himself either. I'll hope for $100 million for him. You know, who were you rooting for?
Oh yeah. Oh, Mayweather.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Me too. The money team. We're part of the money team. All right, Maribel, thank you. Time now, 6:19, everybody.
I was just hoping for a good match.
Wasn't it,
10
though?
rounds.
That was
yeah,
good.
You got your $99 worth if you were like us and paid to, you know, contribute to their richness.
Meanwhile, all the UFC people who are watching there, hopefully they're getting their $100
yeah,
back
they're like,
after that blackout.
right.
Yeah. All right. It is 6:19, everybody. New today, keeping kids safe as they walk to school. Local police have important information for parents, so we'll break that all down for you.
Yes, all part of our back to school week of stories kicking off this Monday. Also ahead, the vaccine that many health experts want infants to get moments after they are born in the hospital. We'll tell you more about that coming up next.
But first, before we go to break, let's meet today's Facebook friend for the day. This is Barbara Nowitzki. She's from New Boston, and she has 2 children and 7 grandchildren.
Wow, I bet you'd like to feed everybody with some yummy Tormina's pizza. So we have a gift card for you just for being our friend of the day, Barbara. Congratulations to you and to everybody else. If you want to be our next friend of the day, you do have to start by liking the Local 4 Facebook page. Click on the Friend of the Day tab. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. In good health this morning, new reports show that infants should receive the hepatitis B vaccine sooner than many parents may realize. According to newly released guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics, doctors are suggesting that infants receive their first dose of the hepatitis B vaccine within 24 hours of birth. Previously, parents could delay the vaccine until the newborn's first checkup. Hepatitis B is spread from the mother to the baby at birth and can lead to liver damage, liver failure, and other illnesses. So doctors say the sooner the better. Brandon?
All right, Rhonda, thanks very much. Here's radar showing some showers, lighter stuff moving from southwest to northeast. Certainly is a little bit heavier over Lake Michigan, Grand Rapids, up through Cadillac, but we'll see some of these spotty showers trying to move in. Dry air will win out a lot for a lot of this, but it gets a little more consistent, persistent, and widespread rain and thunder showers through your afternoon and evening. Kim?
All right, well, we are looking right now at I-275 right at M14, and those traffic volumes starting to build as we reach almost 6:30, but you can see that things are looking good. We have dry roads in this area, and we are still accident-free.
All right, Kim, thank you. To 6:25 now. And a man is shot and killed while driving a minivan on Detroit's east side. And police believe that his girlfriend is the one who pulled the trigger. They're searching for this woman, 27-year-old Menayette Yeager. She's accused of shooting the man at a gas station during an argument. And after being shot, the man crashed his minivan into a brick wall. Police also recovered a truck in a nearby neighborhood. They believe that it's connected to the shooter.
And the U.S. Navy says that divers have now recovered the remains of all of the 10 missing sailors. The 10 men were killed when the USS John McCain collided with an oil tanker near Singapore last week. Divers had been searching in flooding compartments of the destroyer after the damaged ship docked in Singapore. The cause of that collision, though, still remains under investigation.
Coming up next at 6:30, right here on Local 4 News Today, stories for you from Waterford, Superior Township, and Detroit.
Plus, 5 armed robbers target a local beauty supply store. What one man forgot that could land him and all of them behind bars.
But first, an admirable display of generosity from a young baseball fan. That's next. It's today's Play of the Day. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for today's Play of the Day. A young baseball fan gave not one, not two, but 3 foul balls to complete strangers on Sunday's game between the Texas Rangers and the Oakland A's. And yes, we do mean 3 foul balls that all landed in the same location for this little boy to go get.
He knew where to be at the right time. The first foul ball, an older man offered to give the young kid the ball, and the kid told him, nah, you keep it. And then the kid comes up with that second foul ball, gives it to the older man who offered him the first ball. Finally, the young kid gets a third foul ball, believe it or not, and guess he gave it away too. So perhaps he's already recovered some balls from that section.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Kind.
We'll be right back, everybody.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News Today at 6:30 starts now.
Relentless rain, flooding, and even tornadoes. Tropical Storm Harvey continues to wreak havoc in Texas as thousands are stranded and rescues are being done at a very fast pace. Thank you for joining us, everybody, on this Monday, August 28th. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Evrod Cassimy.
And I'm Rhonda Walker, and it's just remarkable to see. I was looking at a Facebook post from a friend that had not been evacuated, but evacuations were just happening for her area yesterday.
Wow.
So the flooding is just continuing to happen there. And Brandon, it's still raining too.
This is a replay that we have for you over the last 48 hours. Currently, this storm located still to the south of Houston, but look at this, the size of this thing and the lack of movement over 2 days, the big problem. Now a tropical storm that is producing 40-mile-an-hour winds in addition to the absolutely torrential flooding, devastating, biblical proportion types of rain that they're seeing down there. Here's just the radar picture over the last 2 days. And in addition to 20 to 30 inches of rain in the Houston area, they've been dealing with severe weather, tornadoes from the friction of this storm, and the problems are just getting worse and worse. We'll send it to New York for an NBC update.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
And good morning, everybody. As we come on the air, we've got new information on this unprecedented disaster playing out at this hour in Texas. Devastating flooding in and around the Houston area has already led to thousands of rescues. Even more torrential rain is on the way. Overnight, officials began releasing water from reservoirs. This was a move to protect downtown Houston. Dylan Dreyer, our meteorologist, has been there all weekend. And Dylan, first of all, what have you seen? What have you observed?
You know, Savannah, it's hard to believe Hurricane Harvey made landfall as a Category 4 storm Friday night. That's right when we flew in. Then on Saturday, we toured the town of Rockport, where winds gusted up to 140 miles per hour. Sustained winds were around 125 miles per hour. So the damage we saw from the wind alone was just so devastating in that area, with so many homes and residences and businesses destroyed. And then now the shift over to the rain. And driving up here from Corpus Christi yesterday, we saw pockets of torrential rain that created this flooding on the roadways. And you can see what happens in some of the low-lying areas. You end up with these puddles on the roads. Cars try to go through them and they get stuck. And that's the scene we're seeing all over, because we've already picked up about 15 to 30 inches of rain, and we are still in the middle of it. It's going to last through at least Wednesday morning. And then we have to be concerned about the flooding in the rivers and the streams. warnings. We will get to the forecast in a second. But again, Savannah, we are in the middle of it right now, and things are just getting worse.
Absolutely, and we will get your forecast in a minute, but I want to go over to Kerry Sanders. He's actually in hard-hit Victoria, Texas. That's about 2 hours to the southwest of Houston. Kerry, good morning. What's the situation there?
Well, it is still raining here. There is still an ongoing situation here. Some electricity has started to return. You can see over my shoulder that they brought in some mobile relief kitchens to actually make warm food. In many cases, the first warm food that people have had in 4 or 5 days. This has been set up by the largest grocery chain here in the state, HEB. Meantime, those folks who are now leaving the shelters trying to go home, in one case are discovering they have no home to go to. As you can see here, during the hurricane, we believe it was a lightning strike, but whatever struck this fire, the apartment complex burned to the ground. Other residents are returning home only to discover that there are trees on top of their homes and that their homes will maybe have to be completely condemned. At this time, folks have been starting the process of waiting. Long lines as people get in line to buy gas, to try to buy food. As I mentioned, HEB, the grocery store, did get some supplies into one of their stores here, so folks have been able to at least get some food. They hope to continue that supply line today. But as all of this is going on with the rain still falling, residents who live along the Guadalupe River here have been told, as cops went door to door telling them, the water is rising, and by Wednesday, it will be at a historic level, 32 feet above flood stage. They need to make plans to get out of there. This is, along the river, a slow motion disaster, yet more flooding. Savannah?
All right, Kerry, that's the situation south of Houston, but Houston itself underwater as well, and Dylan Dreyer is there. Dylan, you mentioned the forecast and that we really are expecting even more rain. Hard to imagine how Houston could handle that.
Especially when you consider 15 to 25 inches of additional rain is not out of the question. Take a look at the radar and you'll see why we're dealing with these torrential downpours. The storm itself is hardly moving at all, and it's tapped into the Gulf of Mexico. That is an endless supply of moisture to fuel these storms. The heaviest of the rain is now moving into southwestern Louisiana, but we also have tornado watches because of the intensity of the storm itself. That spins up these tornadoes at any time. Lightning strikes are still a possibility in addition to the rain. It still has winds at 40 miles per hour. It's moving southeast at just 3 miles per hour. It's going to continue on that path, stay over the Gulf of Mexico for Tuesday into Wednesday. That's going to help maintain the strength of this storm. Then it will continue on to the north, bringing all of that rain with it. So we've already picked up, I mentioned, 15 to more than 30 inches of rain in some areas, including in and around the Houston area. And then as we go into the next 48 hours, we're still looking at the possibility of rainfall rates up to 3 to 6 inches per hour, creating storm totals likely over 50 inches of rain. But a widespread 10 to 20 inches of rain still has to fall at this time. Want to point out the Buffalo Bayou, where the record highest level it's ever been is about 61 feet. We are forecasting by Wednesday for it to go over 70 feet. We've already broken a record at that bayou, and that runs right through Houston. So all of this water that's collecting from the sky has to trickle into the rivers and the bayous, and those will continue to overflow their banks. So flooding will remain an issue possibly into next week. Savannah?
Unfortunately, records being washed out all over that area. Dylan, thank you very much. We're going to have complete coverage, of course, this morning in a few minutes on Today. For the moment, we'll return you to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm Savannah Guthrie in New York. This has been an NBC News special report.
And as always, we have you covered on clickondetroit.com. We have a sister station down in Houston, and so we're getting everything you need to know and want to know about this storm. But take a look at the bands of rain coming into the Beaumont, Texas, Lake Charles, Louisiana area. This could be 2 to 4 inches of fresh rain per hour over the next several hours. Again, southeastern coastal Texas into southern Louisiana under the gun today, and some of those bands are going to wrap back around into the Houston area that has already we had 20 to 30 inches of rain there, and some of these magenta colors on the rainfall forecast today above and beyond what our key suggests here. But as we've reported to you, 15 to 25 inches of additional rain over the next couple of days, in addition to severe weather. Storm surge continues a concern, and we have Rod Maloney out live because, Rod, not only a devastating storm down south, but it has impacts locally too.
That's right. You know, we sit here and we watch this video in awe of what is going on down there. And, you know, we're looking to see the government response, see how people are reacting to all of this. But there are many in Metro Detroit who are watching this with a much keener eye, trying to figure out if perhaps their relatives end up on television. The images coming out of Houston captivate your attention, but one Detroit pastor is glued to the coverage, hoping to see a glimpse of his loved ones who live right in Harvey's path. Incomplete calls mount to constant worry.
I'll take it as it comes, if it's tomorrow, whenever.
Darrell Harris frantically waits for words from his cousin's whereabouts in Houston.
I'm worried.
He talked to Barbara Nell Keys on Thursday, the day before Harvey hit.
If things, at the first sighting, that things looked as if they were going really bad, to please promise me that she would just go ahead and just leave. And she made me that promise.
He prays it a promise kept because since Friday, no one in the family has heard from his cousin. As he watches the devastation in Houston, one image stands out most, this highway underwater, the one he traveled to get to his cousin's house when he visited this past summer. Harris knows that he lives a mile from the interstate.
If her house is anywhere in that vicinity, it's definitely covered with water.
Harris is a man of faith, and he's leaning on God while hoping maybe his loved one rushed out thinking of her own safety.
Maybe she left the charger, maybe she left the cell phone.
There haven't been many casualties reported, but Harris would like to know where those who evacuated escaped to.
I've not seen any news feeds that says these are the people who made it out.
Until then, he waits for his phone to ring and a chance to embrace her again.
I would love to just know that she's okay.
Well, all of this stuff is exceptionally compelling, and we certainly are going to want to follow his path through finding out where his family is. We'll keep you updated on that in the days to come. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, back to you.
Oh, we are certainly praying for the best for that family and so many others. Thank you, Rod. For nonstop coverage of Harvey from our sister station in Houston, you can head to the link at clickondetroit.com. And it's 6:40 on your Monday morning. We'll be right back.
Sky 4.
Welcome back, everybody. It's back to school time, and we are kicking off a week of back to school stories. Maybe one of the things that you didn't think you had too much control over.
Letting your kids walk to school means that they're on their own, and hopefully they'll be safe. But Nick Monticelli has a list for us this morning of things that every parent or guardian should be thinking about.
Let me point something out. These signs are not just for fun. They are reminders that we have precious cargo walking the streets and sidewalks. Now, many of your parents are in the same boat this year. Your kids walking to school by themselves for the very first time. But there are lots of things you can do and lots of things you can buy to make them safer.
Your feet are hot. Why are your feet hot?
The Hanna family plus neighbor Billy are practicing their back to school routines, which includes pancakes, and soon walking to school.
If you see somebody on the road or just anybody, don't talk to them.
So stranger danger is already instilled in them, but what else can we do to help them get to school safe?
What grade are you going to be in this year?
We asked the Sterling Heights Police Department for some tips, and yes, the kids wanted to wear their backpacks. Officer Eric LaRue's #1 concern isn't bad guys, it's drivers accidentally hitting kids. So his first tip is wear bright colors. When you say bright colors, like are we talking bright neon yellow?
Neon yellow, neon orange, neon green, anything that, it doesn't have to be bright, but not the blacks, not the grays, especially in the early morning hours.
#2, walk in groups. How many? 3, 4, 10?
At least 3. The more that you have, it's safety in numbers.
And on top of traffic concerns, the bad guys are less likely to approach a group of children. They'll target kids walking alone. Also, call your school to find out where the crossing guards are and are not. Establish a safe word, something only those who should be picking up the kids will know. And last, if there is trouble, fight back and scream. If it gets to a point where a stranger grabs them by the arm and tries to pull them, what do you do? Scream, push, fight back, bite?
Everything under the sun that you can imagine.
The bottom line is get away and make as much noise as humanly possible. Which brings us...
Who wants to try this first?
Me.
All three of you do.
To this. That big smile on Neil's face is because of this personal safety alarm. Sabre let us try theirs, which we could hear nearly 200 yards away. All good things to consider, so Neil, Mia, Billy, and the rest of our kids stay safe, because
It's not like it was back when I was in school where you could ride your bike or just walk to school.
in Sterling Heights, Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.
No, things have changed. I remember walking to school. Like, there was nothing.
I remember getting the key to get into the house and walking home from, at least from where the bus dropped us off, at 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know, these days things are a lot different. All week long, we are featuring stories to help parents and students prepare for this new school year.
Yes, we are. Tomorrow, we're going to look at how to handle back-to-school stress. On Wednesday, the debate over cursive writing. Should it still be taught?
On Thursday, how to spot and stop cyberbullying. Then on Friday, we're talking about how to build a healthy school lunch.
And starting today, we are also giving away $100 to Great Lakes Crossing.
Not bad.
A little back-to-school shopping there for you.
If you'd like to win, for your chance, it's to the New Balance factory store. You can head on over to the contest page of our website, clickondetroit.com. Go to the back to school giveaway section and enter the code word for today. There it is at the bottom of your screen. The code word for today is backpack. So good luck.
And let's get things over to Brandon with another look at our forecast around here and to our friends down south.
And we'll start down south in the Houston area, our Local 4 storm pins. We have a sister station down in Houston, and so inundated with pictures. If you want to get the Local 4 storm pins app, it's free under WDIV, and you'll see thousands of pictures like this one from Ella Perez in the Houston area, who shows us just how flooded out everything is. And this was as of about 15 hours ago, so things likely even worse there. And look at this picture here of a newer home. Not that it matters, new or old, but a foot of water into this home here in the Houston area. Just a common look at what folks down south are dealing with. And again, you can see all of it on Local 4 storm pins. Here is the last 48 hours of a massive storm, Category 4 as it came on shore. Currently a tropical storm, 40-mile-an-hour winds, still have the capability of some severe weather down in southeastern coastal Texas into Louisiana, but heavy bands of rain feeding into Beaumont, Texas, Lake Charles, Louisiana, and they'll be spinning back around toward Houston once again, and the possibility of another 15 to 25 inches of rain over the next 48 hours, and they're getting hammered in heavy doses there this morning before a lot of folks even getting up. They're going to be waking up to flooding waters like they have never seen before. Back here at home, yes, we do have rain, spotty stuff through the first half of the day, and a little more numerous through the second half of the day. We are getting those showers, though, right now in Lenawee and into Washtenaw County. So if you're driving west or living in those areas, you will see these showers around here over the next couple of hours. But dry air is trying to win out here across most of Metro Detroit. Cold front comes in closer and closer and just brings those rain chances up again, mainly through the afternoon and evening today, and tomorrow first half or even 2/3 of the day before we clear things out. Wednesday through Saturday look great for your Ford Arts, Beats, and Eats this Labor Day weekend. Sunday, though, we get some remnant moisture from Harvey coming in here. So today, tomorrow, watch out, keep the umbrella handy, and then again on Sunday from Harvey. Kim.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Good morning, everyone. If you're traveling through the Auburn Hills area this morning, this is what it looks like. Those of you who take southbound I-75, this is right at Chrysler Drive. We do have an accident here affecting both shoulders. There's one right there and another vehicle on the right side. You can see that backups are starting to build, so expect some slowdowns if this is part of your morning commute. Other than that, though, we are looking good. No other accidents to report at this time, so we'll talk about some construction over on the north and southbound lanes of Gratiot. Just north of Outer Drive, that's where we will have one lane blocked today from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This project also going to be happening during that same time tomorrow. And then also on both sides of Gratiot from Beaubien to Brush Street, one lane blocked there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a daily project happening for the rest of the week, wrapping up 3 o'clock on Friday. We will also let you know on how that accident looks over on I-75 coming up in my next report at 6:54. Back to you.
Alrighty, let's head on over to the carport this morning. The red carpet rolled out for some of Hollywood's biggest stars last night.
And Jason, politics is what ended up taking center stage. Tell us about what happened.
Politics tend to make an appearance during award shows, but last night MTV set the tone early at the Video Music Awards. Take a listen.
We must show these Nazi white supremacist jerks. We have zero tolerance for their violence, their hatred, and their discrimination.
For those not watching Game of Thrones and who were tuned into the VMAs, they were treated to a very politically charged 3 hours, including an emotional speech from the mother of Heather Heyer, the young woman killed in Charlottesville.
Heather never marched alone. She was always joined by people from every race and every background in this country.
The show's producers also brought a descendant of Confederate General Robert E. Lee on stage. Listen.
We have made my ancestor an idol of white supremacy, racism, and hate. As a pastor, it is my moral duty to speak out against racism, America's original sin.
This morning, we asked, do you think politics have a place in award shows? Our Facebook friends are weighing in the carport. Carrie says music is an expressive art. That's the point. Cheryl, no, MTV needs to stick with music videos. Cheryl, I'm not sure they even play those anymore. Valerie, it's called freedom of speech. You don't have to agree with what's said, but it is a constitutional right for everyone. That includes, but is not limited to, people you don't like, people with differing opinions, and even celebrities. Steve, nope, just trying to incite hate. Carport's closed. Back to you.
And yes, they do still play music videos. Total Request Live featuring former host Carson Daly. Well, he's not hosting it now because he's busy, but it's back.
It's back?
Yes.
Okay.
So
pretty remarkable guest they had for that award show.
Very big show
Very
last
moving.
night.
Wow.
It is 6:52, everybody. Keep it here. We've got your stories to watch for coming up next.
America's number.
Welcome back, everyone. In stories to watch for this morning, Tropical Storm Harvey continues to cause some trouble down in Texas, especially for the Houston area. As much as 27 inches of rain fell across the region since Thursday, and millions of people are still in danger from all the flooding and torrential rain.
A man is shot and killed while driving, and police believe it's his own girlfriend that pulled the trigger, searching for 27-year-old Manette Yeager. She allegedly shot the victim during an argument, who crashed into a church seconds later and died.
In Dearborn now, the search is on for 5 armed robbers who stormed into a beauty supply store. The robbery happened Saturday night at K Beauty Supply in Wyoming near Tireman. Police are reviewing this security tape to identify this man, the only one of the 5 suspects who didn't put a mask on.
All right, we have rain showers moving in, spotty during the first half of the day, although we have some out there already. 64, the current number, in our west and south zones. Lenawee, Washtenaw County, Jackson County getting wet right now. Dry air is going to try to eat into some of this. We also have a little bit of wet weather up in the thumb. Low 70s today when it's not raining, but it will be a little heavier and steadier this afternoon and through maybe the first half of Tuesday before we dry it out. Kim?
All right, thanks, Brandon. Well, if you're traveling through Auburn Hills this morning, watch out for some slowdowns over on southbound I-75. There's an accident right at Chrysler Drive, blocking both shoulders.
Wow, that is quite the mess this morning.
Yeah, slow down. The slowdowns are kind of bad.
Yeah, and speaking of messes, there's much more on the situation in Houston, Texas on the Today Show coming up next. Have a good day, everybody.